This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the afternoon of Thursday, May 9th, 2024. I'm Kate Sharon. Ivy Tech Community College and Connexus, Indiana are teaming up to support a growing number of advanced manufacturing companies that are integrating more digital technologies into their operations. Ivy Tech's Senior Vice President of Workforce and Careers, Molly Dodge, says the partners are developing new skills training courses to help employers find new talent and skill up existing workers to be more proficient in a variety of skills.
We've identified robotic welding, supervisory leadership for Industry 4.0, and intro to artificial intelligence as some digital skills that are already rising to the top. But we'll have a better understanding from the industry sector as a whole as to which of these trainings they would consider to be most valuable.
Ivy Tech and Connexus also plan to engage companies in the industry to help inform the development of the curriculum. Westfield leaders negotiating a 40-year, $300 million deal to manage Grand Park Sports Campus are monitoring how Indianapolis's push for a Major League Soccer franchise could affect the Indy 11 as the soccer team makes plans for growth in the Hamilton County city. After a search that lasted nearly 2 years, Westfield in December selected Grand Park Sports and Entertainment, a partnership of Indianapolis-based Keystone Group, Indy Sports and Entertainment, Indy 11, and Westfield-based Bullpen Ventures to take over the 400-acre Grand Park through a private-public partnership. The city's endeavor potentially puts in doubt Indy 11's future and Keystone's plan for the $1.5 billion 11 Park Stadium, a mixed-use district at the former Diamond Chain factory site on the southwest side of downtown. Customers of Fort Wayne-based Indiana-Michigan Power will soon see their electric bills go up after the Indiana Utility Regulatory Commission approved a rate increase for the utility. The utility said Wednesday that the increase in base rates for Indiana residential customers will occur over 2 phases. A typical residential customer paying $166.36 per month would see an increase of $4.20 beginning later this month. The second phase would see an additional $4.27 beginning in January 2025. I&M was approved to increase rates to raise $61.8 million as part of its Powering Our Future plan, though that total is nearly half of the $116.4 million it originally requested. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Indiana, your bold future starts here. IBJ Media, Inside Indiana Business, and the Indiana Economic Development Corporation invite you to the Engage Indiana series, presented by CareSource, Indiana University, and Old National Bank. With an unrelenting focus on growing Indiana's economy, our Engage Indiana events take place in every region of the state. Discover when we'll be in your area at ibj.com/engage.
The founder of an Indianapolis financial services firm and longtime board member of Muncie-based First Merchants Corporation has been named chair of the bank's board, the bank announced Wednesday. Gene Wojtowicz succeeds the retiring Charles Scheel as chair of First Merchants Corporation and First Merchants Bank. Wojtowicz is the founder and president of Cambridge Capital Management Corporation, which manages non-traditional sources of growth capital for businesses such as fixed-rate loans as well as venture capital. She has served on the First Merchants Board for 20 years. State lawmakers this year expanded a requirement that new teachers earn a literacy endorsement to include all elementary and special education teachers who are renewing their licenses. But teachers remain critical of the mandate. IIB's Alex Brown has more.
A new Indiana law requiring some teachers to learn about teaching literacy in order to renew their licenses drew hours of criticism from educators at Wednesday's State Board of Education meeting. Under the law, teachers renewing their licenses must earn an early literacy endorsement by 2027. It was part of an effort to address declining literacy scores by implementing science of reading practices. They can do so through a third-party professional development program that's free through 2025. They will also receive a $1,200 stipend for completing the training. The new requirement wasn't on the state board's agenda Wednesday, but in extended public comments, elementary and special education teachers said the new 80-hour Keys to Literacy training training and praxis exam were hardships, especially during the summer, when many teachers teach summer school, work second jobs, or take planned vacations. Moreover, the free courses are full, some said. Teachers also argued that the requirement is too broad. Elementary teachers of subjects like math and music said the training was irrelevant to their work and that their time could be better spent on professional development related to their subject areas. Addressing the dozens of gathered teachers prior to the meeting's public comment period, Secretary of Education Katie Jenner reiterated concerns about reading scores in Indiana, which have been in decline for more than a decade. Alex Brown, Inside Indiana Business Radio.
While most traditional law school students begin their training immediately after earning an undergraduate degree, that's not the case for many enrolled in the evening courses at Indiana University Robert H. McKinney School of Law, especially for the mayor of Bicknell, a small city of about 3,000 people in southwestern Indiana. Thomas Estabrook said he had every intention of going to law school, but it just didn't happen in the traditional order. After becoming mayor, other lawyers encouraged him to think about becoming an attorney and take part-time evening classes at IU McKinney. One of Estabrook's motivations for going to law school is that there is no longer an attorney in Bicknell, an increasingly common situation in small communities across Indiana. He said while there are attorneys in the neighboring city of Vincennes, there is legal work to be done in Bicknell. In case you missed it, the Indiana Chamber of Commerce on Wednesday unveiled the rankings of the 2024 Best Places to Work in Indiana. A record 193 companies from throughout the state are ranked among 4 categories, with 2 hitting the number 1 spot for the first time. This year's rankings feature companies that represent more than 40 cities and towns, including Carmel, Evansville, Fishers, Fort Wayne, Indianapolis, Marion, Plainfield, Warsaw, and Washington. Check out who was recognized at InsideIndianaBusiness.com. Commissioner of the Horizon League, Julie Rowe Lodge, is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports, entertainment, and beyond, available now from your favorite podcast provider. I'm Kate Sharon for Inside Indiana Business, Radio on Demand.